Cowboys yesterday. Y'all realize they've been getting the brakes beat off of them at home. 110-35 is what they have been trailing at half over their last 4 games at home. They got beat down, bludgeoned in the worst way, 47-9. Y'all have heard the scores, but I need to contextualize this for you all.
47-9?
You heard what he said. You heard what he said. I'm not making sure.
I need to contextualize this, and this is, I just found this out, so I'm sharing this with y'all. Turn your volumes up. The last time the Cowboys lost by 38-plus points was Week 9, 2010 versus the Packers.
Coach Mike was on the field.
He was, for a different team.
Yeah.
James Jones, too, was on the field.
Yes, I was.
8 receptions, 123 yards, and a tink-tink.
Say that again?
8 receptions, 123 yards, and a tink-tink from my dog, James Jones.
His after the catch looks real bad.
Look,
Violent, boy. Violent.
that is the last.
You know what I'm saying? I was getting active. I was getting active.
Shady, what you think he was getting out that crazy work or not?
Man.
Nah, he balling. He didn't make crazy work, though. Yeah, he not making the cut.
I ain't gonna lie. I done had that shady in me with the ball. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, that's the last time, just to put in context how bad this was.
And Coach got fired after that.
Thanks to you?
Next day, Wade Phillips got fired.
Thanks to you.
Their last in-season firing of a head coach was Wade
Thanks to
Phillips.
Jonesy.
After that game.
Hold on now,
That's
America. We get places.
They say history repeats itself.
That's what they say. That's what they say. We will get there in a moment. But Chase, kick this off for the whole world, man. Was it a terrible game for the Cowboys? Just a one-off, a bad game, or a terrible sign for the season?
Both. Terrible game and terrible sign. I mean, like, keep it a buck. They did not look good. Like, when will we realize that the Cowboys are not a good team? They're decimated by injuries. They can't stop the run. They can't run the football.
Yeah.
They can't do anything on defense. They can't get turnovers. All the pressure's on Dak Prescott as a quarterback. And it's your worst home loss in 36 years on your owner's birthday? He's turning 82, and that's the performance you give out there and go? Look, dating back to the playoffs last year, you're supposed to have a home field advantage. And Dallas was really good at home until the last 4 games. Dating back to the playoffs of last year in Green Bay, they've allowed 167 points over the last 4 home games. 167 points. And we got my guy over here on Friday and Thursday that said, hey, if the Cowboys beat the Lions, you need to give Mike McCarthy a new contract. He's lucky to make it through this week. He's lucky to make it through this week. Like, it's just, they're just, and I have to come to the realization, because I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
They're just not a good team in any aspect.
God, dog, that was strong. That was strong. It's a terrible sign for the Dallas Cowboys because they're getting out-coached. And they don't have the players. But we knew they didn't have the players, y'all, so it's not a terrible sign because they didn't have the players. We knew the Cowboys didn't have a good enough run game. We knew they didn't have a good enough rush defense. And without Micah Parsons, they don't have the pass rushers. But now they're getting out-coached. Shifts, motions, attacking the scheme, attacking the personnel, attacking with tempo. The Lions out-coached the Cowboys in every facet of the game. And the Cowboys' best coach is supposed to be the head coach, Mike McCarthy. But Mike McCarthy's not even the best offensive coach on the field. Thinking about it, how many greater offensive coaches can you name in football right now than Mike McCarthy? As a result, it's a terrible sign because the sign can be repeated over and over and over and over as you continue to see better coaches and coaches and coaches and coaches than Mike McCarthy. Ben Johnson had a field day with the Cowboys defense, but it wasn't just because he had better players. It's because Ben Johnson knows how to use formations, which Mike McCarthy isn't doing as well. He knows how to use shifts, which Mike McCarthy isn't doing as well. He knows how to use motion, which Mike McCarthy isn't doing as well. He knows how to use tempo, which Mike McCarthy isn't doing as well. He knows how to attack the players, which Mike McCarthy isn't doing as well. And he knows how to attack the scheme, which Mike McCarthy isn't doing as well. So it is a terrible sign because as long as there are an exponential amount of coaches that can outcoach Mike McCarthy is atrocious, of course this is going to happen again and again and again and again and again until the season ends, James Jones.
Yeah, real quick, because, you know.
Was not like what you were saying about
Coach Mike is my dog. He did not do a good job.
At all.
But can we say Zimmer's name at least? Because he does run the defense. I'm just saying. I know he did, but Mike ain't give up 480-plus yards on the defense.
He did, that's true.
Now, if we want to say the offense is terrible, that's all good. But can we say Zimmer?
The defense is atrocious. Atrocious. Mike Zimmer.
I'm just saying. Thank you. Okay, they got out-coached. Mike McCarthy Mike Zimmer. They got out-coached. That we agree on that. But this is a terrible sign for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. They need to be on the phone right now, and I know that they don't make trades. Devontae Adams, where you at? They don't have the playmakers. As much as you want to do all these motions and bunch formations and all that stuff is cute, but you know what the Lions do have? They have Jameson. They have Amon St. Brown. They have a two-headed monster at the running back spot. They have a really good tight end. They have weapons all over the football field for the Detroit Lions. So, yes, he does do motions. He does get it, but they have the players. They have one player on the offensive side of the ball that you are worried about. And if you have one player on the offensive side of the ball that you are worried about going against 11 men, it don't matter what formation you are in. So Coach Mike is already at a disadvantage. The quarterback didn't play well. We'll put that on the quarterback and Coach Mike. 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. He didn't play well. We said up here, if you're going to win this game, you got to be the best player on the field. He was the worst.
Yeah.
And that's just being he was the worst. You can't go down in the red zone not scoring all that with 2 of your star players being hurt thinking you're going to stop the Detroit Lions. You're not. I said on this show, if Mike wins this game, they should be walking down the hallway to give him a contract. Because I knew they was at a disadvantage. I knew this was going to be a tough football game with what he had. And they got embarrassed. This is a bad, bad sign. This is a sign of you might win 8 games.
Right.
You might.
Hold on. You was going somewhere.
Where was I going?
Don't leave where you was going.
I set you up.
He should walk, right?
Yeah.
Or wobble.
Jerry Jones should walk.
He wobbles after the games. Anyway, he wobbles down to office to get him a contract.
Now you
What about now, though? James Jones?
Yeah. I mean, you definitely wobbling down the hallway. You see if Mike's door open, you go.
I want to I'm not going to go.
One more like
I'm not going to let Ancho blame everything on Mike McCarthy. That's not going to happen.
Come on now. Thank you, sir.
Because he's saying about the players and all that, because I do remember when the superstars on defense was playing, and they still was getting smoked. They still couldn't stop the run.
True.
This is the second time this season, though, where they've allowed 44 points or more in the real season.
That's not good.
And it's at home. One thing about the Cowboys always say, one thing about them, they're going to win at home. They're a hard team to beat at home. Well, things have changed. They used to. My biggest fear in life is being they used to. They used to be that. They're not that no more. This has to be a terrible sign, yo. Yeah. Before the season started, we talked up here, right? And I said, listen, I don't think the Cowboys will make the playoffs.
You did say that?
I'm standing by that. When I watch Cowboys, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing on offense. I don't see nothing on defense. We talked about Dak Prescott being the best player on the field. I don't even see him being close to that. So what are they going to do? Yeah. It's too late to go out there and get players. If Devontae Adams comes there, he's a great player. I don't know what else he can do.
You need another option.
I'm just saying, yo. And then on defense, the hardest part is if I'm an offensive player, especially a quarterback, right, I got to put points up. That's my game. That's my thing. I got to put points up. My defense can't stop nobody, so I'm not getting no field position. They're going to have the ball, time of possession more than anybody that we're playing against. What can we do?
Yeah.
They're a bad team. And the thing about the Cowboys, I'm not even going to get to this year, but when they had the 9 All-Pros, they had this, they had that, they still couldn't win. Yeah. Now you lose that, you still can't win. I think it's just more of a Cowboy thing. Maybe because I'm an Eagle, I don't know. But it's a Cowboy thing, baby.
Some shows just exclusively entertain. Some shows just do that. Here, we want to educate, and I try to educate, too. The reason I believe it's a terrible sign is because I don't think you rise to the occasion. I think you sink to your level of training.
Now, that's a good point.
And the Detroit Lions, they just train better. I want to show y'all something, show the desk something. Then, Shady, I'm going to need to borrow y'all. The score was 37-9, Lions. Lions are already beating the brakes out the Cowboys. They're blowing them out. But watch specifically what the Detroit Lions are coaching. It's 37-9. The Cowboys are going to pass it to a receiver. It's his first career catch in Flournoy. I want y'all to see, this is coached. The first defender punches at the ball. He misses. It's fine. How do I know it's coached? Because the second defender, he punches at the ball, and he doesn't miss. Now that's a forced fumble. It's 37-9. Shady, can I borrow you for a second? During practice, Chase, toss me the ball. During practice, you start with individual drills. So individual drills, if you are being coached to do so, we'll have a running back be running with the ball. And then what I will be taught to do is, all right, Acho, you're going to go through and you're going to try to force a fumble right here, punch it out from behind. If you are in front and you're attacking this defender, you're going to go and you're going to try to punch the ball right here. If you are coming from the side, you're going to go and you're going to try to rip the ball out right there. These are all things that you coach, you rehearse these. You don't rise to the occasion. You sink to your level of training. For my money, I believe that the Dallas Cowboys aren't getting coached as well as some other teams. It's not a coincidence that the Detroit Lions had several more turnovers. That's stuff you can start to coach in practice. I need to see the Cowboys do more of that, especially given their lack of talent right now.
So what you saying, big dog? Like, does he need to be ousted like Wade Phillips? What you saying? I mean, what you? He's saying it. He's getting coached. Say what you mean.
To lose on